Hi everyone, Shai here. I hope all of you are doing good. Welcome to another new video. Kim Jong Un, arguably one of the most feared leaders in the modern world due to his unpredictability. He's one of the most secretive and controversial leaders in the world. But how much do you really know about Kim Jong Un? From his mysterious childhood to his unexpected hobbies and shocking power moves, there's more to him than meets the eye. Well, today, we're going to comb through the facts and fiction surrounding this dictator, because we'll be uncovering 20 things you didn't know about Kim Jong Un. Number 1. Kim Jong Un's Pleasure Squad. Right off the bat, we have a human rights violation. Before we dig into that, if you didn't know already, Kim Jong Un runs a dictatorship in North Korea. People either bend to his will or suffer the brutal consequences. That being said, women are supremely objectified. The supreme leader has something called Kipumso, or the Pleasure Squad. Yes, this is literally what you think it is. No, your mind isn't in the gutter on this one. These women are just glorified courtesans with extra steps. The history goes all the way back to the late 1970s when a young Kim Jong-il, Kim Jong-un's father, wanted to give his father, Kim Il-sung, a birthday present. So, the young ragamuffin chose to deliver a bunch of young girls to one of his father's estates. You know the rest. This crummy tradition continued from then on. Now, to pick a Kipumso, Kim sends out his men far and wide into the country, and they come back with women who are naturally beautiful, still have their purity, and are ages 16 to 17. Geez, that's a certified Tarlac moment if I've ever seen one. Where's Chris Hansen when you need him? Then, they're escorted away from their families, never to be heard from, seen, or contacted again. But hey, at least they don't starve, right? Well, it gets worse. Once they're extracted to Pyongyang, they're treated like military personnel and either go to one of 3 divisions, a satisfaction team to lay mad pipe, a happiness team for massages, or a team for singing and dancing. Don't think the well will ever run dry, because if one Pleasure Squad member gets to the age of 25, they're effectively replaced by one of the 2,000 others in the reserve. It's like Leonardo DiCaprio's dating dream come true. Overall, the Pleasure Squad is where women's dreams, innocence, and freedom come to rot, because none of these things exist in North Korea. Number 2. Kim Jong Un's Jogging Bodyguards. Now, if the Pleasure Squad wasn't already weird enough, you also have his bodyguards. To be perfectly clear, we're talking about his convoy's bodyguards. What doesn't have bodyguards? Is that a like and subscribe button? Feel free to beat those 2 buttons up for us if you're enjoying the video so far. It helps us grow and give you more videos like these. Done? Good. Let's go back to those limo joggers. These tools are the ones that guard the limo, and get this, they jog around it while it moves. That's not the most ridiculous thing about this, as Kim got the idea from a Clint Eastwood movie, of all places. The source of the idea was a 1993 action film named In the Line of Fire, in which Clint Eastwood played a CIA agent tasked with guarding the president. Clint's character ran alongside the limo of the president, and there you go. But don't think they'll just pick any old grunt for this type of job. There are lots of requirements for this line of work, considering they're near Kim, extremely combat-proven, and are one of the few groups of people to carry weapons near the nuclear missile numpty. The candidates have to have a good background in CQC close-quarter combat, experience with weapons, be physically strong and healthy, and most of all, be insanely loyal to Kim Jong Un. Sounds like any one of the snakes from Metal Gear Solid totally qualifies for this job, just as long as they're not busy with any current remakes. Number 3. Kim Jong Un's Personal Portable Toilet. Kim Jong Un doesn't seem to be oblivious to the fact that the world just might hate him. I mean, he's already got employed bodyguards that jog next to his convoy just so he can be extra safe. But he's got a few more tricks up his sleeve. Or rather, he's got a few more tricks up his colon. The next trick comes in the form of a porta potty. Yes, the supreme leader of North Korea, who threatens the world with a real-life sequel to Fallout 76, literally brings his own toilet to the party. It was first made an ordeal during a summit between Kim and the infamous Orange Man Bat himself, Donald Trump. This took place in Singapore, and Kim was prepared to the rim. I'm sorry, I mean brim. This means he brought his own food so that he wouldn't get poisoned, and he even brought his own toilet. Quite bizarre, but it was suspected that it was the reason that either spies would take a smidgen of detail away from his droppings or to repel assassins from rigging the bathrooms. I mean, that makes sense. Who knows what kind of C4 these madmen bring to the bathroom? Nonetheless, it's all a tool to make Kim feel safer since the entire world kinda hates that guy. Before moving on to the next point, I'd like to take a moment to introduce you all to my merchandise. You can support my content by getting your favorite products from my store or by simply joining my channel. Your support means a lot to me. Now, let's get back to the video. Number 4. Kim Jong Un's Limp. This next entry on the list may seem shallow, but surprisingly, it confirms something from the last toilet entry. During 2014, North Korea had a memorial celebration for the passing anniversary of Kim Jong Un's grandfather, Kim Il-sung, the former leader of North Korea. Now, do you notice something odd about his walking cycle? Well, that's right, little Timmy Kim's got a limp. So what's the big deal? Well, the leader of North Korea takes his image really seriously. Say what you want about all the scrutiny he gets for being the world's most infamous Discord mod and for trying to launch nukes around the world, but he has to maintain his perfect image of being somewhat of a god to his people. So, what's the limp about? Well, it's probably either a recent leg injury from undisclosed causes or B, him having the build of an average American. I'm going to go with B, mainly because this confirms Kim's fears about the last entry. There are spies out there monitoring Kim's health very closely. They estimate he's gained about 40 kilograms. Yes, this is all coming from Seattle's own spy agency. This limp has been a recurring pain in Kim's life since 2014, and perhaps it's high time to go for a jog instead of constantly molding like a Redditor Kim. Number 5. Dennis Rodman's Most Unusual Fam. Ever watched that very controversial movie featuring Seth Rogen and James Franco? Yeah, it was rubbish, absolute rubbish, wasn't it? But anyway, let's be honest, most of them are controversial, but I'm referring to the interview. My point is that this next entry is immensely like the plot of that movie, but probably more tolerable and actually funny, unlike the movie. Now, I don't know much about basketball, but apparently Kim does. Yes, Kim Jong Un is actually a big fan of American basketball. Kind of ironic because the man just hemorrhages anti-Western propaganda all the time, and honestly, he looks like the kind of person who would cause an earthquake anytime he jumps. Despite this, he's invited NBA legend Hall of Famer Dennis Rodman to personally visit him. Dennis has accepted multiple times, and they've gone out on all sorts of debauchery, maybe even including one where they just zip around in a Russian T-59 tank while jamming to Katy Perry. That's beside the point. Dennis Rodman is actually happy to make his acquaintance, and he actually thinks Kim is awesome. Of course, this draws him some public eye because Kim kinda wants to turn American soil into a parking lot, but he still retains his friendship with Kim. Despite this, on one visit, a lot of critics were speculating if Dennis Rodman was eventually turning into a diplomat to vouch for a Korean-American prisoner that North Korea was withholding for smuggling anti-North Korean propaganda. That's beside the case. Guess in some instances of his life, Kim Jong Un really was bowling. Number 6. Kim Il-sung's late birthday parade. It's no secret that Kim Jong Un is an avid celebrant of his own nation's parades. No one can blame him for that the parades in his country look so pretty. Maybe it's because they were made with hard work and probably a gun pointed at the back of their heads. Nevertheless, North Korea made an effort to make its parade look absolutely glamorous. This was heavily emphasized when it was Kim Il-sung's birthday. Kim Il-sung, as previously mentioned, is the grandfather of Kim Jong Un and also a dictator. Of course, the Anjali nuclear man will be there for his own late grandfather's birthday celebration, and the people are here too, whether they like it or not. At least the parade floats look absolutely beautiful, and that golden statue of the grandson and the grandfather together already says a lot about what they're trying to compensate for. The real miracle is that there are no tanks, soldiers, or even ICBM trucks taking the front lines for the march, just people and their stolen wills. What a happy day for North Korea! Number 7. North Korea's nuclear blockbuster. Alright, this is probably what people are really clamoring to see on this list. It's high time for you to see the fireworks, and on a somewhat professional platform too. In the summer of 2022, North Korea got a Hollywood-style broadcast of Kim Jong Un and his cronies finally unveiling their nuclear weapon, the Hwasong-17 intercontinental ballistic missile. Aside from the missile itself, it looks like Kim took a few notes from American action movies, probably with Top Gun as a direct inspiration. Look at the hanger cuts and Kim's sense of fashion that's just textbook Top Gun aesthetics. Now, let's talk about the missile. Guess what? It's nuclear. color yourselves shocked. It holds multiple nuclear warheads, and this is probably the culmination of the years and years of teasing Kim and North Korea got when they wanted to be taken seriously. Well, now it's all serious, and people have their game faces on. Criticisms were flung as usual, but Kim claims it's a deterrent and a defensive weapon. Sure, but an explosive capable of leveling the Earth and leaving behind radiation is defensive. This honestly might be the movie trailer for World War III, for all we know. So, that was all for today. I hope you have watched the video up to this timestamp. Make sure to press the like button if it amazed you. Press the subscribe button if you still haven't subscribed to the channel, as it's totally free. You can follow me on all social media platforms. All links are given in the description. You can also watch other cool stuff. The playlist link is also mentioned in the description. I will catch you up soon in the next video. Till then, peace out.